Hi everybody, Forata Live here, and tonight I'm going to be playing a new board game, Uprising, Curse of the Last Emperor. It's developed by Nemesis Games, just went through a Kickstarter campaign back in September, and as part of that they produced a tabletop simulator mod, so you can actually go and try out the game right now. It's just going to be going into production now after successfully launching on Kickstarter. I can't wait to get my hands on the real thing, the physical copy, but for now playing it on Tabletop Simulator is absolutely brilliant. Now, I'm going to play through an easy version of the game with just two of the factions playing solo. You can up the levels of difficulty, and it's fair to say that this is a pretty hard game, so even on easy, I'm probably going to struggle a bit. Also, I've only played a few games of this, so still learning some of the mechanics. I'm not going to be taking you through all of the details of how to set up Tabletop Simulator or the details of the rules. There's a load of great videos out there, and I can certainly recommend Adam's videos over at Box's Auditorium. He's got a great video showing you how to set up the mod and get things up and running for your game. There's a load of how to play review videos and kind of teaching videos on YouTube at the moment from Nemesis Games and a whole load of other people, so check those out. This is going to be a pretty straight playthrough. Probably enough of me talking. I'm going to get straight into the game and let's see how it goes. So I've got the board set up, as I said, for an easy two-player version of the game, so you can see the kind of starting setup here. Dealt the druids out already. So I've got two of the factions in play. So I'll just show you, I've got the Moyhar Ronja the Wanderer. So she's got 2 might, 1 leadership, 1 guile. So hopefully going to be doing a fair bit of fighting and the like with her. For those not too familiar, the Moyhar are really pretty strong in terms of archers. Also got these slavers, and in terms of starting cards, Ronja starts with Wiles. Flip this to use the command haven or move action without paying an action point and resources. That's pretty powerful, so once a kind of turn I can use that. And this really great one, Clash. So if I get berserkers and they're destroyed, I can get an extra skull, so that's pretty handy. And then let's look at the other character I've got set up. So this is Yanny the Hunter. So this is a Duerkhar. So they're the kind of mountain people. 1 might, 1 magic, 1 leadership, 1 guile, so pretty even spread. And her starting cards, always add 1 die to any of your rolls outside of combat before rolling, so that is pretty handy for questing in this game. And also Koloth, so if you get the Koloth out, then you can discard that, destroy your Koloth, and ignore all the skulls on your enemy's dice before damage. So that's kind of a free round, but you do have to sacrifice your Koloth. So let's get back to the game and let's get moving. So before I get started, let's just shuffle all of the decks. So I've got no real idea what's coming. Give the marker a shuffle and the quests. Let's start by flipping the druid cards. So for this first chapter I've got Shapeshifter. Archery and Clash gain resources and victory points shown on this hex before damage once per combat if you trigger that god power with the lightning bolt. Already got my action points in place, so let's deal the new items into the marketplace here and see what we've got. So Horn of Yore needs 2 guile action. When you use the command action, pay no food. The Flenser, turn 1 of your white dice to show a single skull or shield before damage once per combat on your hero's hex. That's very nice. That would be very handy for Ronja. And what's this? Leviathan Harpoon. Clash, you may turn 1 of your dice to show 1 single skull shield or lightning bolt before damage once per round on your hero's hex. So those are 2 very tasty items. That's requires 3. So can't quite get that, but it's tempting to really go for it, but I'm going to need some extra salt for that, aren't I? That would be really handy, but I'm going to need 4 salt. Okay, next up, let's see what the quests are. Willing to fight, very handy. Place 1 basic unit in each of your havens, so that's pretty helpful. Forest Spirit, not so handy. That allows you to pay 5 resources to remove a curse. That would be better to get later in the game. Instruction of the Druids, that's pretty good, but you need to solve 2 and then you gain 1 of your feats if you're on a marsh hex +1. I mean, with Yanny's ability to add any dice, that's potentially pretty handy. Okay, so interesting. Now I'm going to start with Ronja. Now, events phase, add 2 threat to all legions in play, none. Draw and read the next event. So let's see what it is. Pop it back on there for now. I think I've messed that up a bit. So I think the one I had was the last harvest. I seem to have drawn the whole deck. So let's see. Every player gains 2 food. Fine, that's not too bad. Sort of fairly handy. Certainly helpful that Ronja can use lots of different things. Now let's see what the bad bit is. Place 1 horde at threat 4 in the fog grave. So let's go find our first horde, and it is the Counter of Omens. Right, so there's an immediate place 2 skeletons on his hex. Counter of Omens is pretty strong, even though it's only coming out at threat level 4. So, where was it I need to place? Fog grave. So each of the bits of the map are different areas. So this is the fog grave over here. I kind of want Yanny to explore towards here. Do I try and take the Counter of Omens on? I think maybe I put the Counter of Omens. Oh. There we go, just wanted to pull the standee over. Just tempting to put it here. It's going to track towards the capital. That leaves me some options as to whether I kind of go for it or not in terms of fighting. Otherwise it's going to come here and then it's... don't think it will come there. Anyway, I need to draw shortcuts. Let's see the shortcut for skeletons. So immediate 2 skeletons. Just try and get them standing up properly. Any other immediate effects? Nope. Okay, and next I draw another horde at threat level 4. It goes into the Screaming Sea, so that's getting interesting. Who do I get this time? The Coven of Asat. Every player places 1 unused action point on this card. You do not regain them. That is painful. Flip all fiefdoms without items without using any of them once per combat. So nasty, nasty. So counter of omens will trigger first. So let's do that immediate action. There's one. That's real drag. Definitely want to be taking this out pretty quickly. I think I might put it over here. And then have it kind of stepping through into this area, I suspect. Okay, so could have been worse, could have been better. I guess that's the way things go. So place an activation token on everyone, so they will activate. Yeah, counter of omen is definitely weaker in terms of archery. Let's just look at those dice. So, you know, 2 yellow dice, so likely to get 2 skulls. The coven in the archery phase, so you kind of get through that hit. Okay, now we're into the build phase. So let's draw. Two. What have I got? When you choose the trade action, gain an additional salt. Okay, tempting. Archery, flip this to reroll any of your white die before damage. Well, that's the one that is so powerful. So let's send this one back. That is super powerful. So I can reroll any of my white die. That definitely gives me an advantage going in with some archery. And I think if I purchase this Flenser as well, again, that's, you know, that's super powerful in the clash phase. So I'm probably going to want to do that. So that's going to cost me 4 salt. Am I going to be able to do that? Well, if I can get to that sea tower, I should get at least 1 salt. There's not much salt around on here. So what am I going to do? I'm probably going to want to move and explore. So that's 4 of my actions. Use the market. That's 5. Haven is 6. Can get the Haven for free. I'm going to want to command at least once. So I'll need the 1 for that. So I'm going to need 1 food. Okay, so I think let's see what I'm going to build. Just look at those dice again. Purple is really strong, so those berserkers are definitely strong, but they cost so much. I think I'm probably best off. Let's drop 4 food, pick up a couple of hunters. A couple of plunder. I need 4 salt for the market. So I'll just take another salt sword. myself with 2 for the haven. Okay, that might be my best move. I can have 5, but let's go with that. Just neaten them up. Okay, that didn't work. Okay. So that should leave me with enough for Ronja. So let's have a look over at Yanny. What am I going to buy with Yanny? Don't think I don't think I'm going to be buying anything. Might be trying to quest though. This one's tempting, willing to fight, which would give me something. So let's draw. That dice distribution. Deal 2 cards. So what have we got here? Flip this to lose a shield and gain a lightning bolt. Ignore 1 or that's handy in archery. Right, I think I'll probably go with, what's Yanny going to pick up? Can take on the counter of omens. So it's coming with 3 white die. Purple, blue, blue, yellow, yellow. Really quite strong. So it's going to be doing a lot of damage. Let's take 2 spear slingers, a youngling. Can I afford? Should have done -2 salt. 3 plunder for an oath sworn. Do I focus on clash or do I go archery? Let me start again with that, because I think I've messed this up. So I had 7 there. Kind of want to have 2 left for a haven. So that gets me those 3. What can I pick up exploring for Yanny? See, I don't really want food. Food is almost no use at all. Could have really done with, if I'd had some plunder around here, I'd have been fine. Wonder whether I just push to get to the sea tower. Do I just run? It looks like that's all I can get. The food's pretty useless, so I'll just stick with those three. Oh, I just hit one of the hotkeys by accident. So get rid of that. Okay, so I think we're set. Fairly long build phase. So I said I'd start with Ronja. So pretty straightforward, I think, for Ronja. I'm just going to move for one and then explore. So move here and explore. So I'll flip this tile. Interesting. Okay, that is very interesting. Tombs of the Elder Kings, gain 1 plunder. Remove any garrisons here, place 2 skeletons here, draw 1 item and keep it even if you could not use it. Okay, nice. So gain 1, helpful. Place 2 skeletons. Draw 1 item and keep it even if you could not use it. So let's see what I get. Ooh. Dragon fruits. Discard this. Gain 5. Every other player gains 2. Okay. I might as well actually discard it straight away. So I gain 5 and Yanny gains 2. Plenty of food. No shortage of food. Interesting. Now let's rotate this. So that kind of protects me. It's going to force the Coven onto the sea tower. So I might actually leave it rotated that way. I don't want to block myself going into the sea tower. The other way would be to rotate it to protect me in the future from a legion. I think taking out these skeletons is going to be more than enough for me this turn, so maybe I'll stick with that. Just lock that down. Okay, perfect. So that's Ronja's go. So Yanny's going to do something similar. What does Yanny need? Really do some salt. I want to try and get to this sea tower though, so I think I'm going to move Yanny and explore. So move. That's that one. All right. Move and explore. Definitely frustrating losing those action points. Right, Frenhalla, gain 2 food if empty, place 2 garrisons here. Place 1 activation token on a Legion or Horde card with the least tokens. Ouch. So let's get those shortcuts up. So garrison 1 and 2. Move Yanny. So let's lock that. And I should have gained 2 food, shouldn't I? God, I'm absolutely swimming in food. Completely bonkers. Not much I can do with it. Yeah, so much food. Just need to find a way to convert it into something useful. Okay, so back to Ronja now. So I think I'll be commanding into this hex. So let's bring everyone across and get involved in some combat. So this is a mountain highland, so you can only use 1 die. Up against 2 skeletons, they don't actually have any die for fighting. I have got, let's just zoom in a bit closer there. Yeah, I've got 2 soul swords and 3 archers. So 3 archers pretty unhelpful because I'm limited to the 1 die. So I get the 1 white die against nothing for them. So let's see what I get. Blank. I can flip this to re-roll any of my die before damage. Actually, you know what? I shouldn't have done that. Let me just backtrack slightly. I wanted to use the market, so let me move these people back. Put this back. Bit of a turn order mess up. Right, so let's do that market action, and I'm going to get the Flenser, which is nice, and pay the cost, which is 1, 2, 3, 4 salt. Okay, that'll make me a bit more powerful in Clash. Okay, so that's Ronja's turn. Now Yanny. Do I go explore this sea tower? Tempting to, I should have drawn another item actually. Discard this. Remove an activation token for unleash and cool. Okay. And sorry, I should have put an extra activation token on. Well, who shall I put it on? I'll put it on the Coven. Get it from the barrel. So I'll activate twice. So I would get an extra purple if Yanny does this. So that's kind of tempting because I can use any extra die. One. So I'd get a purple. So I'd get red, blue, purple. So red, blue, 2 purples. I'm tempted to quest actually. To get an extra fee. And then do I just do another purple? The extra die. Do I need a blue to try for shields? So then I'd be rolling an extra purple, an extra blue. So I'd be rolling red, 2 purples, 2 blues, and probably a white. Red, 2 purples, 2 blues, and a white. Why don't we do that? So I'm on a Marsh X. I'm going to roll red, 2 blues, 2 purples, and a white. Using this. Red, 2 blues, 2 purples, and a white. Come on, Yanny. How are we going to do here? So, red, 2 blues, 2 purples, and a white. I'm really looking for shields and lightning bolts. Oh. So I've got 3 skulls, a lightning bolt, and a shield. How have I done? 3 skulls, a lightning bolt, and a shield. Not quite there on the skulls, but I've got the lightning bolt and the shield, so I managed to get 2 victory points, and I do pass it, so discard the quest. So that's good. Do solve it. 2 victory points for Yanny, and I gain 1 of my feats. So discard that. Whew, that was successful. 2 victory points for Yanny. Oh, not sure why that's not clicking. And I can gain 1 of my feats. So let's search the deck here. Okay, so that is definitely a handy one, the Younglings one. Oh. Get rid of this dice distribution. So Younglings, because that upgrades Younglings to Oathsworn. I can build, that's not great. If you solve quest, gain reward of 1 quest gold, even if you gained it already. Gain resources. Gain 1. I think I probably want the Younglings. If I'm honest, I want the Younglings. That's that. Flip that. Because that is very handy. Upgrading after combat. So quite successful. Glad I've got that feat out. And probably then I'm just going to go fight this garrison next with Yanny, and you know, try and win that combat. I've got 2 spearslingers and a youngling, so I'll be up against level 2 garrison. Okay, so that's handy. I've got something in archery, so alright, that's probably my next move with Yanny. Right, let's get back to Ronja then. So I think now I've got that Flenser, now I do want to command. And get into combat. Don't want to pick up those tiles. So command everyone into here. Just move Ronja over there so I can see a bit more easily. So I've got 1 sellsword, 3 archers. I can only use 1 of the archers. They get nothing. So let's start this combat. So I roll 1 white die, hoping for something. Oh, and it's a skull and a shield, so that's handy. So get rid of 1 of the skeletons. 1 VP for Ronja straight away. Didn't need to use any of this for archery. So now I'm in clash. And I'm up against 1 skeleton, so they're going to roll 1 red, I'm going to roll 3 whites and a yellow. 1, 2, 3, and a yellow. They're rolling 1 red. So let's see how we go. Oh, 2 skulls and a shield. They get nothing. So that's pretty easy. This is making it look quite tasty. Ronja taking another VP there for taking out that skeleton. Didn't even need to use the didn't even need to use the flenser. So this is probably where, do I use the Haven? I think I'll flip the Wiles now. Oh, I think that still counts as an action. I'll use that on my next turn. I'll probably be building a Haven there though. Right, so back to Yanny. I think it probably is a case of trying to have a fight here, and have I got enough to go after this garrison? I can ignore this, that's good. Nothing here. Okay. Tempted to try and quest. Tempted to quest again with Yanny. Probably the same game. If you're in a hex with enemy units, +1 red. So I am on a hex with enemy units. That's going to gain me an extra basic unit on each of them. I'm kind of tempted by that because that would give me potentially another youngling, or do I go with a spear slinger? Probably another youngling. Go on, I'm going to quest. So let's quest again with Yanny. So I can add any dice I like. I get an extra red. So I've got 2 reds, purple, blue. I'm going to do willing to fight. 2 reds. Two reds, purple, blue. So 2 reds, so I've got plenty of those. Purple, blue. Probably go with white. Try and get the, or do I go with yellow? 2 reds, purple, blue, yellow. And add a black to go for the skulls. 2 reds, purple, blue. Let's go 2 reds, purple, blue, yellow, black. 2 reds, purple, blue, yellow and black. 2 reds, purple, blue, yellow and black. Come on, Yanny. Surely I've got this. Oh no. 2 skulls and a lightning bolt. That's rubbish. Do I pass? 2 skulls and a lightning bolt. I do solve it, but I miss out on the victory point. I do solve it. So 1 basic unit on each of your havens and 1 basic unit on every other haven for that, and discard. So I will get another get another youngling. And then for Ronja, I'll pick up the mother. I'll go for a self-sword. So that's full power. Oh, that self-sword's on there. Okay, so successful quest again. Now Ronja, gonna flip this to use the Haven action without any AP or resources. So that gets that Haven out. And then with my actual moves, I'm going to move and explore. Let's see what we get here. Right, gain 2, remove any skeletons here, place 2 garrisons. So gain 2. Place 2 garrisons. Oh, that should quite well. Okay. And I can actually rotate this. That's quite tasty because it's actually going to now block. And the coven's going to come in there. Okay. So just thinking, Ronja's got 1 action left. Yeah, I'm really going to want to probably go after the coven next turn. Okay, so that's Ronja's turn. Let's go over to Yanny. So I think Yanny is now going to fight. So it's a command action. Use 1 food. Command. I've got that extra youngling, so that's handy. Oh, don't want to pick that up. So I've got 2 spear singers, 2 younglings, and Yanny going up against 2 garrisons on a marsh. So a marsh turns any reds to whites. So they're going to get 2 whites against my 2 whites. And I can ignore a skull or shield on their dice. So 2 whites versus 2 whites, let's go. These are my 2 down here. And this is the enemy up here. So I'm really hoping for something. Oh, a skull and a shield. They get a skull. So what was my power? I don't think it actually makes any difference. Ignore 1 skull or shield on one of your enemy's dice before damage once per round. Doesn't matter because I've got the skull there. So I do 1 damage on them. And they do none on me, so now they're down to 1. So they get a blue and a white. I get 2 whites, 2 blues. So blue and a white for the garrison. 2 whites, 2 blues. So they get a skull, so I definitely want a shield. Nice, oh yes, 3 skulls and a shield, so they're definitely gone. So they get destroyed. I get 2 VP for Yanny for taking them out. I take no damage. I flip that to upgrade a youngling for an Oathsworn. So let's take one of those younglings, put them back, and pick up an Oathsworn. So that's very handy. Although not on a marsh tile. So happy with that. Anything else after the combat? Nope. Okay, so now back to Ronja. What am I going to do with Ronja? Don't really want to fight the Coven. The Coven's going to come around there anyway. Counter of Omens is going to move in. I can buy something from the market for 1 less. What's in here? I've got 1 guile, 2 might, 1 leadership. So I can't buy that. Can use that. That cost me 1 salt. Not really short on food, to be honest. So I will use the market. I'm on a sea tower, so I'll pay 1 less. I'm gonna get, I mean, this is basically paying a salt to take an activation token off her. I think this is the one. This is going to be very handy. So I pay my 1 salt instead of 2, so that's nice. Draw new. Okay, not too fussed about missing that. So that's Ronja done. Yanny. 2 left. Well, I want to build a haven. That's for sure. So that's haven for 2 plunder. Let's leave this. Nothing really to quest. Nothing I can actually buy, really. What am I going to do? Should I just move? I'll just move for my last one, just to position me for next turn. Okay, Nemesis phase. Now I've got to activate. So I just want to check the rules quickly for the Nemesis activation. I think I just want to check the movement. Place activate a horde. So you place a curse. They gain 1 VP if there's already a curse. Move it not farther from the capital, into a haven, into a hex with enemy units, into an empty hex. So first off is the Counter of Omens. The Counter of Omens activates and moves into an empty hex. And I need to put a curse here. Counter moves there. I think that's it. They're going to go up in power next turn now. The Coven activates twice. So first one, not farther from the capital, so it's going to have to go this way. And then it moves in here into this occupied one. So going to start a fight. So let's bring the Coven up and keep it up there. And actually I should have put a curse, another curse. That's not great. That means they're going to be scoring 3. And so Coven of Yasat at strength 4 up against so no effects, double garrison. So archery first, 2 yellow dice for the Coven, and the garrison will have 2 white dice. So this is the Coven up against a garrison. So let's see how we go. 1 skull, 2 skulls and a shield. The garrison does 2 damage and takes none. Brilliant. So down to threat 2 as we move into the next combat phase. So blue, yellow, yellow, white for the garrison. Blue, yellow, yellow, white. That's insane. And the Coven, now it's 2, gets purple, blue, white. Purple, blue, white. So the garrison's got 4 skulls and a shield. Right, let's see how this works. So 4 skulls and a shield, 1 skull. So the Coven does no damage. God power doesn't trigger, so it's going to use that to cancel a shield. In which case, yeah, I don't think it, because it flip all your feet, so that doesn't really impact on the Empire. So it uses one of these to cancel a shield. I think is the main thing. Yeah, cancel shield. So that has no shields, takes 1 damage, so 1 garrison goes down, but then this does 3, 4, minus the 1, 3 damage. So the Coven of Yasat is defeated. Coven of Yasat is defeated, and that means that the Empire gains 4, and we get our Empire gains 4. Nasty. Coven goes. 1 level of garrison goes. Actually, that shouldn't have gone there. That should have gone to the Chaos Graveyard. And the Coven, I shouldn't have sent the Coven back. The Coven should have gone to the Imperial Graveyard. That was a slight cock up. Oh. Okay, I've sent it back somewhere. Okay, so I need to remember, let me just put one of these activation tokens on here to remind me. So slight error there, should have sent it back to there instead. Okay, so I think that's it. Double activation. And Chaos should have scored 1, sorry, for Take that off. Great. I think that is the end of the Nemesis phase. Production. Game resources based on your total havens. So run your first 2 havens, so 2 salt, 2 plunder, 2 food. And then gain the resources shown on every hex with one of your havens. So it looks like 2 plunder and 1 of each. 2 plunder, 1, 1, 1. That's Ronja. So Yanny's gonna get 1, 1, 2, 3, 4, 1. And then let's see what Yanny's got. 2 more food and 1 of each. Not sure what I meant to do with this food. Okay. Scoring phase. Empire. Every hex with any garrisons. So that looks like 2. 1 for every legion in play, none. 1 for every faction in Imperial Graveyard, so that is 1. Because of that coven. Chaos, oh sorry, 2 for every faction, so there should have been an extra 1 there, so they're on 8. So already struggling a bit on the scoring even just after this first chapter. Now 1 for every curse in play, there's now 3 in play. 4. 1 for every horde in play, so there's 1 horde still in play. 2 for every faction, so they get another 2 because they took out that garrison. That garrison did brilliantly to take out the coven though, really impressive. Now for each player, 2 for each haven, so 1, 2, 3, 4 for Ronja, 1, 2, 3, 4 for Yanny. 1 for a special hex, they both got a special hex, and not paying any. Return all units from graveyard to the reserves. So pretty even actually, not too bad at the end of the scoring, although the players to win have to, all players need to be ahead of both the Empire and Chaos. So if this was the end of the game, I'd actually not have won. And the Empire scored quite a bit for the first chapter. Okay. So we're done. So refresh, reveal a druid card, Mountain Heart, ignore all skulls showing on 1 die your enemy roll before damage once per round, so that's handy if you get a lightning bolt. Flip all your face down cards back up. Done. Gain all your action points. And we're back up to full strength now the coven's gone. Deal 3 new items. So we can discard these. I mean, that Leviathan Harping would be brilliant, but so let's see what we get this turn. Drums of Terror. If your enemy's dice show 1 or more blanks, gain 1. That's pretty strong. Discard this to add any 1 die to any rolls outside combat. Okay. Discard this to turn up to 2 dice of any player to any side you want in a roll outside combat after scoring. That's pretty handy. That'll be pretty handy for questing. Let's see what quests we draw. Koloth Migration. Place a rider unit on any of your havens. That could be so powerful. If I can get Yanny to do that, I can get this Koloth out for free, that would be super. And I'm just looking, need to find a Badlands Hex to get an extra out. I really want to get shields for that. Corrupted Druid. Okay, place one immediate. Place one activation token on the Horde deck. The next Horde you draw gets that token. Place one curse on an empty hex. That's not great. So, extra activation token. Where on earth am I going to put that curse? Let's just put it over here. So that's already 5 curses out, 4 curses out. That's just a big score every turn. And what's this? Deepling Allies. Take this card, you may ignore the terrain effect of Highland Hexes. You can discard it once to reroll which archery dice. Nice, okay. That might be handy for Ronja. Okay, first player this time is Yanny. Events: add 2 threat to all legions and hordes in play. Counter lands goes up to 6. Draw and read the next event. So let's see what we've got. Chapter 2. Long live the Emperor. For each player, place 1 garrison on the capital. So I need to just check the rules here, because if you can't place a garrison on the capital, what do you do? If you can't place or reinforce a garrison, but gain a VP. Okay, just checking the rules. So I think that means place 1 garrison on the capital. I'll just check if there's anything special. Okay, if you place a 4th garrison here, place it on an empty hex with no X, or if there is none, reinforce another garrison. So I'm wondering if I put 1 here. Maybe 1. Kind of want it to be somewhere close by. Maybe I'll go here. Oh. Wrong hotkey. Okay, that should do. Close enough. Okay. Now that's normally the good bit. Place 2 legions with threat 5 on the capital. If there's no horde, place 1 horde at threat 5 on an empty hex. There is a horde. Place 1 activation token on 1 horde card. So 2 legions come out at threat 5 on the capital. So let's see who we've got. First up, the Executioner, threat 5. Immediate, place her target. Every player places 1 elite unit from play or the reserve in the Imperial Graveyard. Okay. So in terms of placing targets, just going to check the rules. Place on factions havens that has the least number of units. Now, they're pretty strong. So I could make them go after this. So let's have the executioner go after Ronja, in which case that's her target. Over this side. Okay, and what's my next? The Warlock. The Warlock is always adjacent to any hex, so the Warlock basically is gonna okay, place target. So target is going to be, move this over here, so let's throw 5. Their target is Yanny's capital, and they're going to teleport there on their next go, so let's not worry too much about that. Every player plays 1 salt for each of the havens, that's not good, so 2. Yanny's got no salt at all, it's going to be a real problem. Okay, that's it. Okay, so they're placed, and last thing, place 1 activation token on a horde card. So the Counter of Omens picks that up. And I think that's us done for the events. It's going to be tough. Now, place 1 activation token on every horde and legion. So get another activation token, so going to go twice. 1 on there. 1 on there. Tricky. Okay. Build phase. Draw 2 feats from your deck. So let's do Ronja. Okay. Ooh, slavers. If you're 1 slavers here and destroy legion or garrison, place 1 basic unit on any haven. That's handy. That's definitely handy. So I'll use the slavers. Hang on, did I fail to do... I didn't put an elite unit from player of the reserve in the Imperial Graveyard. Okay. Let's draw for Yanny. So Yanny picks up Ashforge. Not particularly helpful. Astute. Solve quest, gain the reward of 1 quest goal even if you gained it already. Okay, so that could be handy for Yanny. Okay. don't think I'm going to build any towers, units, or walls. Actions. So much food. So much food. Really not much here. Don't need any food. I could really do with getting that rider unit. Just needs 2 shields. Because that would be pretty fantastic actually. Yeah, so I think I've got to do the Koloth migration and I've got to go for shields. So I'm going to quest. Let's do it. I don't think there's anything in the market that's going to help me. However, I can add 1 die. So don't get a red. So I'm going to get red, purple, blue. Red, purple, blue. Guess I'll probably go white if I'm looking for the shields. And I can add 1. Red, purple, blue, blue. Red, purple, blue, blue, white, I think is cool. Red, purple, blue, blue, white. So let's go. Really want some shields. Red, purple, blue, blue, white. I'm really looking for the shields. Come on. Oh, what have I got? 4 skulls, 2 lightning bolts, 1 shield. Okay, so I've solved. Didn't get that. Really wanted the shields. 4 skulls. What does this say? If you solve a quest, gain the reward of 1 quest goal, even if you gain the right. So I think that actually means if you solve a quest, which I have, gain the reward of 1 quest goal, even if you gained it already. So I haven't gained it, but I can get it. So I have solved it. So every other player gains 1 for the bolt. Okay, 1 more food. Oh, I tell you what, I've completely failed to build units. Let's finish this and then I'll go back to that. Gain 1 for every skull you rolled. 1, 2, 3, 4. Not sure what I'm meant to do with all this food. 1, 2, 3, 4. And then I'll use that to gain a rider unit. Discard this quest and draw a new one. Now that would have been handy earlier. So I'll gain my rider unit. Place it on this haven. Right, now I should have actually built units. I should have built some units. So with this I would have probably can get a free Oath Swarm. Youngling and a Spear Singer. That's my maximum there. And what would I have done over here? I would definitely have bought a Slaver. Got that onto there, so that's my maximum there. And I think I'd probably have used all of that and bought these three. Got them on here. Because the execution is coming. Right, anyway, so I've completely messed that up and forgotten to actually build units, which is pretty awkward. But no harm done, and all I've done is that one quest with Yanny. I think I'm gonna aim to get this Deepling allies, because then I can actually ignore this and I've got a bit of an advantage in the archery phase when the counter of omens appears. I can go for this. Kind of feel like Yanny's going to just need to be doing this. Okay, so Yanny's go Ronja. Command. Command everyone in here. So I've got 3 hunters, a slaver and a sellsword against a garrison. So 3 hunters, a slaver and a sellsword up against a garrison, and it's an ice waste, so no effects. So single garrison, 1 white, and I get 3 whites. So I get 1 white, I get 1, 2, 3. I get nothing. I get nothing. That's clash. I don't really want to flip that to reroll. I want to save that. Okay, just go into the normal battle. So I get 3 whites, orange, red up against blue, white. So blue, white, 3 whites, and red. Oh, they get 2 skulls, not what I wanted to see. Okay, not too bad. So that's enough, so I block them and I get the skull I needed. So the garrison goes. Another victory point for Ronja. After combat, I've won slavers and I destroyed a garrison, placed 1 basic unit on a haven. Okay, I've got no basic units to place. So I probably didn't play that too well. I probably could have not built quite so many. So I still had 1 to go, but now I've got everyone out. They're adjacent to any hex. So that's Ronja's move, but I think I'll flip wiles to build my haven. Pass the turn. Right, Yanny again. Kind of want Yanny back here at the end of the turn and commanding into there. But before that, I really want deepling allies. See, I'll explore the sea tail. Right, what have I got? Gain 4, place 2 skeletons here. Nice. 4. And 2 skeletons. There. Okay, so I might command in and try and kill that off actually. Handy. Okay, back to Ronja. I feel like Ronja should go fighting. Need to get my army back towards here, that's the thing. I've What do I do? The execution is going to come this way. I've still got quite a few actions, so I think I'm probably going to move for 1 and explore. Game 2. If empty, place one is not reinforced, so it gets this might not have worked too well. Game 2 salt. Empty reinforce. Place one skeleton with other skeletons. So I think I'll probably do that over here. No, actually I'll put it over here because then Ronja can do some damage on it. Place one activation token in a legional horde with the least tokens. I wonder if I put it on the executioner. Can actually get it to its target, and then I set myself up to fight the executioner here at the end of the go. That was a bit of a mistake. So back to Yanny. So I think Yanny is going to command, pay that food, and bring in all of these units. So 2 spear singers, 2 younglings, and a light swarm. Up against these, it's an ice waste, so it does nothing against 2 skeletons. So first up I get the 2 spear singers. Skeletons have nothing, so 2 whites for me. I just get a shield. Okay. So 2 whites, 2 blue, and a red versus 2 reds. So 2 reds, 2 whites, 2 blues, and a red. They roll lightning bolt and a skull. So I block and kill them off, both of them. So 0, 0. He only gets 2. I get nothing. Right, and then they trigger their lightning bolt. Place 1 skeleton here. So there we go. So I have to fight again. Clash phase. So they get 1 red. I get white, white, blue, blue, red. They get nothing. Just looking for 1 skull. Yep, easy. So another VP for Yanny. Great. And cleared that hex out. Now Ronja, what do I do? Okay, command into there. Sure, there's a more efficient way to do this, but yeah, okay. So let's command into those skeletons. So I get 3 whites. See if I can take them out. Yep, perfect. So 2 VP, 2. Nice. And that was my command. Okay, so back to Yanny. So I think Haven. Play my 2 plunder. Place a Haven. Back to Ronja. I think I'm going to just command into here now and take on this garrison. It's a level 2 garrison. Oh. I was just trying to check it's an ice waste, right? So let's try and sort this mess out. Probably good enough for now. So it's a garrison, level 2, 2 whites against 3 whites. So 2 whites against 3 whites. The 2 whites against my 3. Or will I get 1 skull? I get 2 shields. Okay, so nothing happens. So move on. So I now get 3 whites, a red and an orange. And they get blue, yellow, yellow, white. Blue, yellow, yellow, white. 3 whites. Oh, that's a nice roll. So they've got 1 skull. And I've got 2 and a shield, so easily enough. So take those out. So that's 2 more VP. Definitely happy with that. Everyone on there. Okay, that's that turn. Now Yanny has got 4 left. And I really want to probably quest, do this Deepling Ally quest. Yeah. Let's do the Deepling Ally quest. So I've got one, I need to do one command move at the end. So let me quest. And I get 1 plus whatever I want. I go Deepling Allies. So let's go all out for the skulls. So I'll take black as my extra. So I'll get red, blue, purple, yellow. Let's go. Red, blue, purple, yellow, black. Red, blue, purple, yellow, black. Red, blue, purple, black, yellow. And I'm just looking for as many skulls as I can. So come on, black. Oh, that's looking nice already. So that one's cocked, so I'll just roll that one again. Okay, so I got 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 skulls. Fantastic. So I think I can put this in hand. Take this card, ignore the Highland effects, that's good. You may discard this to reroll your archery dice once. And I can use this effect to gain quest gold twice, so I gain 2 VP for Yanny. Just racking them up. Now Ronja, I think is just gonna command into here. Just to bring everyone back to there. Now I really want the Executioner. So the Executioner is coming at level 5, blue and 2 whites. Okay. Do I click the command there? I'm actually not sure if I clicked the command there. I'll take the action point. Because I did command, move, explore, command. Okay, so I should go back actually, because I did command, move, explore, command. Okay, now back to Yanny. What do I do? Maybe I just command. And get Yanny. Now what do I want here? 3, 4, 5. Don't think I should have actually switched for a nice one after combat. So let me just remember to do that. So 2 Spirit Wings, 2 Swan and Koloth. I'll leave these guys over here. So command in here, Ronja, and I'll probably take extra archer. Okay. 2 more actions here.
When you start to play Resident Evil 6, you'll hammer the buttons and wiggle the sticks. To punch or to shoot or to jump or to kick. You hammer the buttons and wiggle the sticks. I'm screaming at Leon because he's...
Let's go with this. I don't think I can get to the 3 bolts. But let's go quest. Corrupted Druid, so I think I'll go for skulls again. So I'll take the extra black and it'll be yellow. So red, purple, blue, yellow, black. Red, purple, blue, black, yellow, and I'm looking for maximum skulls, so come on, big roll. Oh, 4. Is that enough? It is. Whew, it is. Great. And I just need 1, so that's perfect. Remove all activation tokens from 1 horde. Discard this quest. And I can use my always on ability to get double VP for Yanny. And I'm going to remove all the activations off the Cantrip of Omens. Discard that quest. Okay, great. Next up, Ronja still has 3 actions. So I'm kind of set here. Could move. Is there anything in the market worth getting? Not really. So maybe I'll move and explore this hex. And it is Trollwood. Gain 2 if empty, place 2 garrisons here. So and then place 1 activation lead. Oh, nice. So that's going to put an activation token back on the. Oh, I should have done this. Should have done that last. Very frustrating. Very frustrating. Okay, not much more I can do about that. Last action from Yanny. Maybe I should go for this. Same again. Yellow, red, blue, purple, black. So yeah, let's quest. Yanny's an absolute quest machine. Yellow, red, blue, purple, black. Looking for skulls again. Oh, loads. Yeah, 6 skulls. Oh no. A fail. I should have read that carefully. You need 2. I needed a shield. Maybe I should have gone with extra blue die. So they gain 2 and I discard the quest. Disaster. That was a fail. Oh, that could cost me. That was a disaster. And last move for Ronja just brings her back to her home hex. That was an error there. There you go, that's a beginner's error. Nemesis phase activate in initiative order. So Warlock first, and he goes straight to Yanny's hex. And they're at level 5, so yellow and 2 whites, except it's a mountain. So he only gets 1. So just gets the yellow. On the other hand, I get 2 whites, and because of my deepling allies I can ignore it, so I get 2 whites against their 1 yellow. So really want to make sure I get a shield or something to block any skulls. I get the shield, so nothing happens. So now they get purple, blue, yellow, yellow, yellow. This is massive. And while that's rolling, I get black, 2 reds, 2 whites. Actually, could I have done anything in archery there? Ignore 1 skull. So I should have done that. Right, so I get black, 2 reds and 2 whites. Ooh, and I'm up against that. Black, 2 reds, 2 whites. Need big skulls here. Okay, so I get 5, 6, and they block 1, so I do 5 damage and destroy them. They do 2 damage, blocked 1, so they do 1 damage, so I lose a Spear Singer. But I take out the Warlock, so I gain 3. Brilliant. Get rid of that. But I did lose my 1. Now, the Executioner activates twice. Let me just check. So it moves into Haven into a hex with enemy units or an empty hex. That's one activation. And leaves part of garrison. So that must mean the garrison will go somewhere like here. It activates a second time onto here. Right. So Executioner. Level 5, white and 2 blues against 2 whites. This could get nasty. Ooh, come on. So they do 2 and I block 1 and do 1. So I'll lose a hunter to the Imperial Graveyard for my damage and block 1, and I do 1 damage on them. So now they're at threat 4, so they get black, purple, yellow, yellow, black, purple, yellow, yellow. This could do a lot of damage. And I've got 3 oranges and a white. Ouch. So I do 3 damage to them, they do 6 damage to me. So I don't quite kill them. Turn 1 to show a single. It's not going to help. Yep, so I take 5. So these all die. Monster. Oh dear, down to 1. That's not very helpful. Okay. Now the Counter of Omens activates. Actually, that should have had an extra garrison level go on. Now the Counter of Omens activates, so I think it moves in to attack. Place a curse. It's at level 6, but it just gets 1 white because it's on mountain, so 1 white against 1 white. Can I do a bit of cheeky damage? Yes. Brilliant. So it pops it down 1. Well done, Yanny. So it's now level 5. And I've got white, 2 reds and a black. So I get white. So I get white, 2 reds and a black. 2 reds and a black, and they are level 5, so they get purple, purple, blue, blue, yellow. Okay, I've got 3. Oh man, they've got 3. And 2 god powers. 3. Can I do anything to re-roll? They're going to place 2 skeletons. I'm going to ignore one of the skulls, so I take 2 damage. They take 3. I'll take 2 damage. So I activate this. So they're down to 2, so they now roll blue, blue, yellow. And I get black and red. So they're going to wipe me out. Can I do 2 damage? Come on. No! I take 1 damage. I'm going to have to sacrifice my Koloth. To avoid taking any damage. And that means I get to have another round. I roll red, they roll 2 blues. Oh, I don't want them to roll a shield. Oh no, a shield and a skull. Disaster. Gee, that Oathstone should have gone to the hold. Wow, got pretty wiped there. Okay. Didn't quite take them out. Production phase. Two. And here. 1, 4. 1, 4, 1. Resource is shown on any hex, so 2 salt, 2 plunder. And Yanny gets 2 food, and that's it. Just 2 food. Not great. Scoring Empire. Wow. 1, 2, 3, 4 hexes with garrisons. 2, 3, 4. 1 for every legion in play. Another 1. 2 for every faction in the Imperial Graveyard. So that's 4. Chaos. 1 for every curse in play. 5. 5. 1 for every horde in play. That's 1 still. 2 for every faction. Just the 1 faction in there. Now players 2 for each haven. So Ronja 1, 2, 3, 4. And Yanny 1, 2, 3, 4. 1 special hex for Ronja. And that's it. Getting these back to the reserve. Pretty wiped out. Okay, so back to the refresh phase. Okay everybody, well those were chapters 1 and 2, took a bit longer to play than I thought, so probably going to split the session and split the video here. Hope you've enjoyed it so far. I know I probably made a few mistakes in there in terms of gameplay, but also probably because I'm still learning the game, made a few mistakes in terms of the rules, so I'm happy for people to point that out and hopefully I can improve. Let's take a quick scan around the board just before we move on to chapter 3 and 4. I'll be honest, I'm not looking like I'm in that great a position. I was rolling really well towards the first few battles towards the start of the game, but those battles against the Executioner there and the Counter of Omens, just missing out. They're both on 1 threat level. That would have made a huge difference if I'd managed to get those off the board. And I've pretty much had most of Yanny's army wiped out, just a youngling and a spear singer left. Ronja's still got 4 units out there. Both still got 2 havens, but I'm in a bit of a weak position. 5 curses already out on board, so Chaos doing pretty well, and these 2 garrisons now at threat level 3 on the capital and adjacent. So it's going to be tough because I know chapters 3 and 4 the difficulty really ramps up. So 1 and 2 were kind of the easy bits, and really I wanted to get set up where I was in a strong position going into chapters 3 and 4 with, you know, well-established havens and decent army on board, so that I'm actually able to try and take out those higher threats that are going to come. So like I say, looking pretty tough at the moment, having a bit of a look over at Yanny's side of the board. A few skeletons I can mop up for some extra VPs. Probably want to try and take these garrisons out next turn. Points wise, actually pretty even at the moment, so not doing too, doesn't look like I'm doing too badly, but I know it's going to be tough, and you know, with those curses out, that's 5 VPs for Chaos every turn, so you know, unless I can take them off the board, and some of the quests that take the curses out have already gone. So that's a bit of a wrap of chapters 1 and 2. Like I say, hope you've enjoyed it. Hope you enjoyed the video. I'll be recording chapters 3 and 4 as soon as possible and getting them up on YouTube as well. So do log in and check out that video and see how this game ends. Even if I don't win with the Uprising here, it's such a fun game and some really tough choices that you have to make. Really enjoying it, and hope you have too. Thanks very much for watching.